And they can't claim the European shit because even Europeans is looking at this shit sideways. And no, that's not love. He likes children. Like, I wish every American could like go to a foreign country and listen to how they talk about us. Just I spy how they talk about Americans. It's funny. We are the stupidest mother on the earth if you listen to everybody else in the world. And I can't say that I blame them because we sit here and we keep falling for the same nut ass shit over and over and over and over again. Ain't nobody asked what the fuck Barack Obama was doing hanging out with Jay-Z. Like you're not JFK. You're Barack Obama. You're not JFK. What the fuck you doing running around with the Rat Pack? What you doing? Because we know. They was at the Diddy party. Y'all always raved about all the fun times you spent with the Carters. You know what I'm saying? That bitch high. Like Kim Burrell said that Jay-Z called her and asked her to come and minister to his wife, who was locked in a room for 12 hours, listening to Kim Burrell records, rocking back and forth and shit. I guess she was trying to break the spell. I don't know. But when you gotta call an evangelist to help talk your wife out the room, I don't know. Hey, they didn't have, like they couldn't call the Obamas and get some marital advice on how to, make it work. They're important people.
They got daughters too. Just
who got daughters?
The Obamas. They got daughters.
Yeah,
Okay, I'm just saying. So
have you seen their wardrobes? At least they thicker than some of them other kids. Cause that damn Aoki, seeing that Aoki with that old ass man.
Oh. yeah. Okay. So Jack, here.
What was worse than that was hearing her father saying, "Your titties ain't big enough to be a sugar baby." Like, that's how you talk your daughter? How you gonna say that? How you say that to your girl? Like,
man,
Dad, if you don't put my allowance back to the normal, I'm gonna become a sugar baby. Your titties ain't big enough to be a sugar baby, bitch. Shut up.
Jaguar writes bold statements have reignited a heated conversation. Recently, the outspoken singer called out Barack and Michelle Obama, alleging questionable ties to Jay-Z and Beyonce. Her unfiltered commentary has left people wondering about the nature of these relationships and why they've largely gone unquestioned.
Like, who talks like that to their daughter?
Yeah. So,
and that's where Usher went to get a blessing after he got engaged.
Yeah. To
that androgynous looking female. She almost look as masculine as
kids opened up your thesaurus and your dictionaries.
They say I curse too much. This is what it's like when I use real words.
I know. Shit.
So it's like, these motherfuckers is weird. So I'm just trying to I'm looping it all back in because I think I got to get back to the Me Too.
Yeah. Okay.
Because, isn't one of them bitches a doctor? Yeah, the Tyrena girl with the pizza face. Ain't that her name, the Tyrena?
KRS-Two. God.
She the fucking haterade is what she is. See, I got her number.
Diddy used to sell Proactive Solution.
Listen to me. And look at what it did for Alicia Keys. Next to nothing. Because I just see somebody that said they'd seen her. And they said that shit was Mount St. Helens all over again. Like volcanoes everywhere. She on that Puff Daddy acne cream. Rub it in. No Diddy.
The download. No. All right,
see, she probably would have got clear with the Nature Boy because at least they was vegan. You know.
You're gonna circle back to the Me Too.
Diddy like that pork.
We can't save no. We can't save everybody. We can't save everybody. So, as you're about to circle back to the Me Too, I was going to ask. But go ahead, because
pizza faces. Tyrena. Now she got a doctorate. Don't she? Look at who face is that?
Yeah.
The pizza.
Man, the pizza.
I'm telling you, that's sausage and peppers.
Shout out to Zalat.
That's sausage and peppers right there. The texture even adds up. Fuck that ugly bitch. I can see why she did this shit, yo. Cause she fucking hate all of them bitches cause she wished somebody would have wanted to assault her. You know, it's the bitches I really don't like. You can look at her. You can look. Look at that.
Praying for assault is wild. That's nasty.
Look at that. That look like prosthetic. But it's how you trust a bitch with a face like that? I just want to know. Because as far as she concerned, God lied to her. She gonna lie to everybody else. Look at her ass. Fucking ugly bitch. Can you imagine? Can you imagine? Like,
Jaguar Wright didn't hold back, saying, asterisk, you're Barack Obama. You're not JFK. What are you doing hanging around with the Rat Pack? Asterisk, her comments sparked questions. Barack Obama, a two-term president and Nobel Peace Prize winner, is seen by many as political royalty. Yet Jaguar questions why he's associating with figures like Jay-Z and Beyonce and attending events linked to people like Scene Diddy Combs, whose circles have faced years of rumors and controversy.
Told us Goomba actually leaves from Dallas to go ahead and make a trek to get you. He's like, let me just damn the plane, whatever that is.
we were trying to meet in Little Rock.
Right.
But we couldn't find a driver in time.
Right. So it's a full
So
ride.
instead, we just needed to get out
Yeah.
of Chicago because I realized at that point in time that they had thrown a net over the city.
Right.
Because when I was walking out after the cameras went off the second time and I said, it looks like I'm not leaving Chicago today. And one of the officers, the officer Morrow, his response was, thank goodness.
Man.
I turned around and I looked at him and I said, keeping me here is only guaranteeing that there's going to be more dead bodies in Chicago by nightfall.
Mm-hmm.
You just guaranteed somebody's most likely going to die tonight. And he said, as long as you're here.
Yeah. So
They walked me all the way to baggage claim. They walked behind me like I was enemy number one.
oh yeah, no, there was
I'm sitting there walking through the airport. I'm a scary black lady. I come to kill you. Look at all of this. I walked up with a little kid. I'm gonna kill you. I'm a black person.
Wait. So you're in the airport. Don't you feel like I'm doing a lot in the airport? Like, cause
Don't get no fuck.
damn, you know.
Goddamn fucking bus station with fucking flying apparatuses and shit.
But you know,
Fuck.
federal
America.
gets involved.
Fuck America. Fuck the feds. I got a Fed fucking file. Say what? I got a Fed file. I've had a Fed file since I was a teenager, and y'all motherfuckers know it. That's why y'all let somebody crack my shit open 2.5 years ago.
Ooh, whole nother story.
And I was a fucking victim, yo.
Oh wow.
Fuck you going through a victim's federal file for
Oh wow.
after fucking what was done to me, after what happened to me in the trunk of that fucking car. The only motherfuckers that can get federal fucking documents to be opened and unsealed from fucking minors from goddamn over 20 years ago are people with heavy political ties. But you know, Mr. Sean Carter is friends with Barack Obama. Barack Obama is from Chicago.
Barack and Michelle Obama have been friends with Jay-Z and Beyonce for years. Jay-Z performed at Obama's 2008 campaign rally, and Beyonce sang at his 2013 inauguration. While these events made headlines, Jaguar Wright questions if there's more to their relationship than meets the eye.
some sort of audio problems. You could see she pulled out her earpiece at one point during singing, but you would not have known from her performance that she was struggling on any level.
Jaguar's mention of Diddy's infamous parties isn't just idle talk. For years, rumors have swirled about the activities behind closed doors at these exclusive gatherings. Stories of wild behavior, secrecy, and disturbing allegations. By bringing up these parties and the high-profile individuals who attend them, Jaguar is questioning why the Obamas, who represent integrity and leadership, are associating with people allegedly linked to such questionable behavior.
And not only are they all on my iPod, and yes, the president has an iPod, but it's also because both of them tell an American story. Now, Jay-Z, I love you back. I told Jay-Z the other day, our lives are parallel a little bit. Nobody, I think, would expect us to be where we are today when they met us as younger men. Both of us now have daughters, and both of us have wives who are more popular than we are.
Jaguar also shares a concerning story about Beyoncé. She claims gospel singer Kim Burrell was called by Jay-Z to help after Beyoncé was reportedly locked in a room for 12 hours, rocking back and forth to gospel music. If true, this raises serious questions about what might be happening behind the scenes, suggesting there could be a darker side to the polished public image.
Me, I didn't like the idea that you became truncated into this hating person when I knew from my experience that I would be very pressed to find somebody that cares more than Kim Burrell.
Well, you know what was hurtful is that church people started to jump on the bandwagon of what secular people's description of it was. And I think I did cry one day. And I cried one day. The one day that I cried is when I realized that the frontline social world known church was not as strong toward me or strong toward the word that I spoke to defend the word. Not enough people defended it. There were some gospel artists, some well-known ones who went public that I've worked very hard not to hold anything in my heart. And my feelings, I still hold it because they went for so long giving me one thing. But then the truth came out about their feelings concerning whatever. And they kind of jumped on the bandwagon of the famous people. I think that's because they desire to be more famous than kingdom-minded. Now that's my opinion about them.
I got you.
And so I appreciate that perspective because that is so true. That's from someone who has known me very, very long, and I'm still the same. I love people. People don't even know that I housed homosexual people in my home, and I would today. But one thing I will never do is stop loving people, and I will never not tell the truth of what it is I know. The Constitution is one thing for America, but my Constitution also includes the Bible. And I'm going to always stand on the Constitution of the Word of God. And I feel better doing that than thinking that I missed out on an Ellen experience. I don't know if I should have made it to Ellen, because I probably would have ended up embarrassing the church or embarrassing somebody, because I would say, Ellen, do you know the Lord? And I probably would have interviewed her about her relationship with God had we sat down, because that's my driving force. I love God. People can do whatever. A lot of people, I came off the internet, so there's a lot I don't know about what people said. And I've prayed for the ones that
You came off the internet.
Yeah, I didn't go on social media at all. I wouldn't read it or nothing. Like January 1st, I was off. My family wouldn't let me read. They took my phones, nothing. They were like, no, this needs to go away. And then my brother was stricken with a stroke that eventually took his life 2 weeks later.
Wow.
And so my life was so involved in trying to watch him. He was only 50 years old. He was my mother's firstborn. And the brother that I grew up with, he named me. So my life went into that. And I didn't pay attention to, and I'm going to tell you what really helped me. I flew out to LA and Kevin was still in ICU, and I went to go meet with Jay-Z, and it was quietly kept because I've always done my business like that. But anyway, Jay-Z called me. He says, Kim, I always know when Beyonce is going through something emotional or spiritual because I always hear you. She plays you really loudly through the house.
Whoa.
So he says, this time I need that, Kim. And will you come to LA? I said, yeah, it's no problem. So I asked my brother before I left him, I said, I got to go see Jay-Z. He said, yeah, much success. His final words to me, actually. So I fly to LA. We sit and talk for 2 hours. I found out so much about Jay-Z that blessed me that I'll always support him as a person. So the church can jump on the bandwagon and say whatever they'd like. And then I've got 2 songs coming out on Bible of Love, Snoop Dogg's new record. And he's one of the most pleasant people you ever wanted to meet.
Jaguar challenges us to rethink our blind admiration for celebrities and politicians. She points out how easily people accept the stories they're told, despite the questionable connections behind the scenes. While the Obamas, Beyonce, and Jay-Z are all seen as iconic figures, Jaguar wonders, when these worlds collide, is it all about power, influence, and money? Or is there something darker beneath the surface?
Pride cometh before the fall. I've heard that somewhere.
Well,
but I want to say that does not minimize the actually existing cases or charges against these individuals. All right, but let's keep our eye on the prize, on what's really going on here.
They only put compromised pawns on the chessboard to begin with, so they can snatch them up at any time. So Wealth Gold is saying, do you think many major restructuring will happen in other spheres, like a general takedown of power in hip-hop and more?
Power? You mean electronic power? I don't understand the question exactly.
Hold on, I've deleted it.
Okay.
Asking about the extent of the restructuring, really, and the change of the power dynamics.
Oh, it's going to be radical. Yeah, it's going to be VR. I mean, we've been set up for it from different directions already, right? We in the popular culture we have we have a concept with a non-role playing, non-active character. What is it, NPC? Yeah, that's us. That's humanity, right? It's going to go Avatar. It's going to go. There's a company in San Francisco. It's called Linden Labs. Yeah, they have a game called. It's not really a game anymore. It's called Second Life. So that's going to be done in all the areas. This is also going to put the adult industry, as we know it, out of business, because that's a big earner. And you can have. Yeah, go ahead.
All right, so this hostile takeover is through the pawns on the chessboard. We've seen Diddy fall. We're seeing the beginning of Jay-Z falling. It seems like it's spreading by association, and Jay-Z's biggest association is with Beyonce. So does it go to her next?
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Who else? What other names are out there? Is it?
Was that a yes? Was that a yes?
Oh, is she next? I have no idea. Yeah, that's a good guess.
You're suggesting Rihanna?
Her, Jennifer Lopez, anybody who's been romantically linked or married, quote unquote, or polyamorously associated with the gentleman that you referenced already, are probably going to be ensnared. They're going to be brought down. But the tragedy is that there's innumerable men and women, young people, who are there just waiting to replace them. It's an endless supply. And who's going to control it?
Jaguar extends her critique beyond the Carters and Obamas. Turning to the Me Too movement, she questions who gets to lead these cultural movements and whether some of its prominent figures are as righteous as they appear. To her, powerful people often get away with questionable actions while the public remains silent or confused.
Bad Boy Records, that's for sure. And what is Sean Combs' label? That's Bad Boy, right? And Jay-Z's label is what? I can't remember already.
Rock Nation, was it something like that?
Rock Nation, right?
Yeah.
It's always something cool and bad, which was part of the build-up phase. Now we're in the takedown phase. Oh, yeah.
Fall a hell of a lot harder and faster than they go up. So, Ivory Courts, do you think the three entities, the church, hip-hop, and the government, are experiencing the same thing in this power struggle?
You mean so far as takedowns are concerned? I think if you're talking about the church, Catholic Church, I think it's sustained its biggest hit about as recently as 5 years. That seems to have died down. I don't know if there's been really any internal reform. And I am doubtful that there'll be any long-lasting change, because I agree with the formulation of a thinker by the name of Jean Michels. He calls it the iron law of oligarchy. Where you have oligarchy, you will have, by definition, the concentration of power. And with the concentration of power, you're going to have the abuse of such. So our best strategy, if we want to survive this, is to do our own thing. That was one of the sayings in the 60s, do your thing. And they said, okay, we're all going to do our things, but we're going to do it under Sony. Well, we're going to do it under Tommy Mottola. We're going to do it under so-and-so. I mean, there's all kinds of figures whose names we can talk about here. That's oligopoly. So our task as everyday people is to come up with cultural expressive forms that are by us and for our own communities. Who says we have to go on a multi-nation tour in order to be a legitimate artist like quote unquote Taylor Swift? I say quote unquote because she's a construct too. And she's had her struggles with the publishing companies. I mean, she re-recorded her album so that she can own them. Right? People know about Prince and what happened to Michael Jackson, but Taylor Swift went through the same process. So what I'm talking about, a total takedown here, is going to eliminate the possibility of these controversies. And especially if someone appears to be getting over on these cartels, these oligopolistic banking families. So if Taylor Swift continues to succeed based on her model and her challenge of the existing music publication system, she needs to have some very, very savvy advisors behind her now, because they'll wait. They waited for Michael Jackson at his point of vulnerability. They waited. Sony waited on. I'm not saying they're responsible for his death, but they waited for the right time where they could take everything that he owned. That's all oligopolies work, and they're transgenerational. So if you got a number on your back, they have it recorded somewhere.
So could you just, like in layman's terms, explain why there's a target on Taylor Swift now then?
Well, most immediately it's because she recorded her entire, that's unprecedented in recording.
Jaguar challenges the Obamas' friendship with Jay-Z, questioning whether it's really about being relatable or about the company you keep. She feels the people Obama associates with don't align with the image of integrity and leadership that he portrays.
Hey, y'all. Thank you. And I just want to say how much I appreciate Puff Daddy for doing the kinds of work that he's doing, because he doesn't have to do this. But this is part of what is important about giving back.
We applaud you, and I want to apologize for not sweating, but I do this so much. I'm so cool. I just want y'all to see everybody I'm interviewing is sweating. I'm not even touching my brow. I'm so cool, and I want to apologize. I ain't trying to make you look bad or nothing like that, but I'm just so cool. We
T-shirt. I tell you, if he was wearing one of those fancy designer clothes he's designing, he'd be sweating just like me.
It truly is about the Benjamin, as we see.
Oh yes, he's glittering.
It truly is about the Benjamin.
Yeah. Well, now when we come back, we're gonna talk more with Puffy, and if you want to hang out, more than welcome to stick around, my brother. All right, we'll be right back with more right after this.
Jaguar questions why Obama would align with figures tied to money and power. suggesting that people outside the U.S. see these relationships more clearly. She critiques America's blending of politics and celebrity, questioning whether we should celebrate connections like Obama's with Jay-Z and Beyoncé without considering the deeper implications.